Neptune is in the 7th house in Zelensky's chart. Neptune is in the 1st house in Capricorn of Ukraine's chart. So there is this disillusion, these illusions in partnerships for Zelensky and in Ukraine. Could be within the country, how it was formed. There could be some illusion around how it was formed. Now, this chart is for Ukraine is for October 24th, 1991. The birth time, I have 6 p.m., Kiev, Ukraine. North Node conjunct or next to the ascendant. North Node next to Neptune, next to Lilith, next to Uranus. This is pretty big. Sudden radical shifts. Those radical shifts could be for reasons that are not so honest, that have non-clarity behind it. It could be like an agenda for Ukraine. Like how it was formed, there could be some agenda behind it, possibly. The ruler of Ukraine is Saturn. Saturn's in the 2nd house with the sun. Could be a suppression of the finances, suppression of the country, possibly. North Node next to the ascendant, this could be a victim of the circumstance. Like I said, Neptune is here. It could be an illusion of some sort of why Ukraine was formed. Mars in Virgo, Sun in Virgo, in the 9th house. Country created as a result of conflict. Connected to other countries. South Node in Cancer. So it's going from being partnerships that of the country taking care of others to looking after itself. Meaning this is a country that is going from taking care of others, perhaps other countries using Ukraine for their own personal ways, but Ukraine always being there to take care of them, to help them, and having to be more strictly looking out for Ukraine, not in a selfish way, but to actually give the people what they need and not give other countries and other partnerships what they need while depleting Ukraine. Chiron in the 8th house, this is fixing the wounds of the finances of the country. Saturn and Moon in the 2nd house, it's suppression of the people, suppressing the voices of not allowing the country to evolve. People of the country to evolve, holding them down. Pluto in Scorpio in the 11th house, near the midheaven. This is actually very powerful, Pluto in Scorpio. Powerful, but underground powerful behind the scenes. Perhaps, again, Ukraine was formed at a time when there's other people who are secretly trying to control Ukraine. Yeah, big people like ruling Ukraine behind the scenes. Now, in history, Ukraine has been a place that has had some corruption. So, as this was formed, people who were corrupt could have formed it for their own reasons behind the scenes, for financial reasons, strictly to get extremely wealthy from Ukraine. Looked at the charts of both of them. This is February 24th, 2022, when Russia launched a full-scale invasion on Ukraine. Zelensky's chart, Saturn was next to the ascendant, opposite of the moon. Pluto was opposite to Mars in Leo. Now, Pluto was not in Aquarius yet, it was in Capricorn, but it's still very powerful. That's war. That is fighting against other powers, but that's fighting. That is battle. That is aggression. That is true power at the seams. Attacking him, in this case it would be Ukraine, but attacking him as a president. Saturn was next to the midheaven, challenges with other authorities challenging him, challenging his emotional security, but challenging him. It's foreign countries, and it was Russia. Uranus is in the 12th house, North Node in the 12th house. This is hidden enemies. So a sudden attack, not letting you know that they're attacking you. Sudden upheaval. Chiron next to the South Node, opposite the North Node. Changing the very direction of him, going from being just the president, being a president during a war, leading troops and soldiers in a war, telling them what to do. Strategy, having to strategize. I find their charts to be similar in the sense that of Neptune. Neptune is in the 7th house of Zelenskyy. Neptune is in the 1st house of Ukraine. The fantasy, the illusions, revealing illusions, being disillusioned, having illusions, illusions of the country, illusions of the partnerships of the country. That could be the challenge for Zelenskyy and this war in general, is finding partnerships of people that are not out to put one over on you, finding honest partnerships, finding the right people to help for the right reasons, not for their own selfish reasons. Looking at the present, how will the future unfold? Taking a look at April 2nd, this is a full moon in Libra. Libra is where his Pluto is, and this moon is right in the middle of his North Node and his Pluto. Evolving his power, changing the power dynamics for him. A full moon is endings. Challenging the power, challenging his power. There's a couple of aspects going on that are exact for Ukraine and Zelenskyy. On the 2nd, on the actual full moon, transiting Uranus will square his natal Saturn. In Ukraine's chart, transiting Mars will oppose natal Mars. That has action taken all over it. Uranus squaring his natal Saturn in the 3rd house. Transiting Uranus is in the 12th house. Limiting action taken against Zelenskyy could be a threats on him, on his authority, on his leadership. Sudden changes of strategy, possibly, for him. Mars opposite natal Mars, that is an act of aggression, of taking action and fighting. So things could be ramping up around this full moon, during the full moon, even a little bit after this full moon. Sudden actions taken, fighting, challenging the leadership of Zelenskyy, testing the leadership of Zelenskyy, sudden hidden enemies coming out and attacking Ukraine, attacking Zelenskyy's leadership, testing how his leadership is, testing the different strategies that he has, possibly maybe to reveal and expose secret strategies and secret plans of action. I do see this as a challenge for Ukraine around this full moon time, even moving into the first 2 weeks of April. During this time, Pluto will be conjunct his sun and natal Venus, challenging his leadership. This is testing his leadership, transforming his leadership, possibly a show of change of beliefs and directions of the war for Ukraine. This is a test of him, of his strength, of his will, of his leadership. And if he is doing the work, being the leader for the people, then it will likely increase his power. If he is doing things behind the scenes that are not honest, it will remove whatever he's not doing honestly in order for him to evolve and ascend his rulership, to make him become the leader for the people in an honest, open way. That's what I have for Zelenskyy in Ukraine. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in an astrology reading, my link is in the description below, where we can look at your future, your present, to understand how to move forwards. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and share.